Wrapping up 50 minutes of commercial-free music, man. Happy hour. That's what it is. Each and every day, 1 o'clock. I'm Adimu. Chuck Chill Out killed it. Let me give some shout-outs. Big up Mama Dandada, a.k.a. Bobby Humphrey. Big up Aretha, Diane Simone, Saisha, doing their thing in Manhattan. Debbie, Hillary, Robin, Sonia, Mary, Susie, Steve-O, Cynthia.
Those your peoples?
And they just called in.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they're my peoples, yeah.
Big shout out to everybody.
Hackensack University Medical Center. Big ups to you. And then tomorrow night, the HBCU Grand Slam 3 at the Roxy. New York City alumni chapters of Hampton, Morehouse, Spelman, and Howard. Big shout out to socialstep.com. You need more information, log on to socialstep.com. Go ahead, do you. Go ahead.
A lot going on right there, Adimu. All right, Friday night, I'll be in Lounge 42, the biggest spot in Westchester. Lifewise Entertainment. It goes down every Friday. All right? And Saturday, I'll be in the Shadow. But tomorrow is the place to be, Lounge 42.
What's the name of the night? What is it called?
What's it? Hard Bottom Fridays.
Oh, yeah.
Hard Bottom Fridays, all right?
Yeah, you stupid,
My man is wild. He's ill. Take it easy back there. Likewise Entertainment is going down.
Right,
Westchester's biggest spot.
That's your man right there? That's your man? That's your man?
No, he's cool. He's cool.
That's your man?
He's illin'. Take that easy. He's illin' right now. He's illin'.
All right, man. Wendy Williams is up next, man. She has a chance to pick up $1,000, $520, right?
Take it easy. How you doing? Take it easy over there.
That's your man right there.
Yo, take it easy, Demo. You're wilding right now, son. That's Wendy's people right there, all right?
Oh, man. All right, we out.
Who
One
was
love,
that again?
man.
That was what's the name,
That
right?
was your man.
With the WBLS.
We're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
What your ears are about to witness, the greatest queen of all time. Okay, party people in the house. Turn it up, yo. Turn it up. This is it. Allow me to reintroduce this representing from west to east. Just better get it right. Y'all know the name. Wendy Williams. Who? Been in this game for a while. I hate the flag.
Ain't nobody
It is phenomenal.
like the queen.
Right here.
Who the world is this? I'm so much drama.
From yo block to yo block, I heard of the number one female. Been doing this for years.
Every barbershop, beauty salon.
Who the world is this? I'm so much
Again and again. Wendy Williams, bringing your name up. A lot of you haters scared to death.
She at it again.
Wendy Williams.
She in it to win.
Wendy Williams.
She back and she staying.
Wendy Williams.
The ain't playing. I like to present you the winner of the Game Shoes of the Year award.
Once again.
Introducing the queen.
Wendy! Wendy, where are you? Will somebody get Wendy, please? Oh my gosh. Somebody get the queen, please. Where's she at? Huh? Where's she at? Oh my gosh.
I think I have
Here she is.
5 too many jobs. And a clock that is 10 minutes slow from Target in the office on the wall. Why is our clock behind as opposed to ahead in the office?
I don't know.
And why do I pay attention to that and not have the radio on? Because I can't concentrate. I get all distracted. I was watching reruns of The Surreal Life in there.
Gosh.
Oh, what a mess. Shout out to everybody at VH1. All right, look. Well, I can't hear what's going on the radio. Is mine still on?
Yeah, your bed is still going on.
Okay, good. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Coming up on today's show, our special guest, Don King, will be in here to briefly talk about the fight game and what all's doing with that. We're going to talk about the new edition. We're going to talk about Lamont Bentley. We got to go back into Oprah and Dr. Phil. That boy from The Sopranos, AJ, is back in trouble. We'll talk about Jay-Z and Vivica Fox. And during Advice Hour, I brought 3 things to the table that I want to share with you. First of all, a few suggestions on how to get over your ex-man. Second of all, the human body and water and how it all relates. Because if you're like me, you don't like water, so you need to be told these things to make you drink it as opposed to juice. And also, about the fashion line that you've been working on, but you don't know how to get it out there. Well, I had that question yesterday during Advice Hour. Didn't know what to say, but the audience is such a wealth of information. I actually have an answer for you with a website and phone numbers. Fashionista designers. All right, so keep it here because it is what it is. It's the Wendy Williams experience.
This is exclusively on Wendy Williams.
Wendy got the heat. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and distinction that I introduce to you the queen of all media, Wendy Williams.
All right, everybody. Glad to be here with you guys today. Welcome to the show. We're good to go. I hate when it gets started the way it did, where I was being called, and I didn't have the radio on in there, so I didn't hear you calling me. One of the girls had to come around and say, the show has started. It's a beautiful day here. Nice enough that if I did have a convertible, I'd put the top down. But then again, I'm a little frightened of convertibles because I'm always frightened of, first of all, birds crapping. Have you ever had a bird like take a dump right there on, what do you call that, the sunroof? And you say, damn, if it was open or if this was a convertible, that would have landed on my shoulder. You know what I mean? But it was so weird. I was near my house today, just driving around doing stuff before the show, and I saw these girls. You all look so fly. I so badly wanted to pull up next to you all. These 2 beautiful, brown skin, they look to be in their mid-30s, black girls in a white Jaguar with some heavy rims, but the rims weren't chrome. They were just, matte, I guess, in color. Oh, crap. What the hell is this? Wait a minute. I'm working. Why don't I ever just put the phone on silence? Because I don't know how. All right, look, would you put my phone on silence? And at the end of the show, remind me to take it off. You can take it off silence so I don't miss every phone call from the end of, for the rest of my life. Thanks. Right. Thank you. Where was I? Oh, the 2 brown girls in the Jaguar. You all were just doing it to death, okay? Yes, I saw you. And you know what? The fly girl in the driver's seat, she had on some very fashionable sunglasses, and she was on her cell phone, even though it's illegal, and I just pictured them. They didn't look chicken headish. They looked like she was on the phone like buy, sell. And her girl in the passenger seat could have been anybody from her sister to her girlfriend or whatever. They were both dressed down, but I just wanted to damn, they were just doing it in their Jaguar.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you didn't pull beside them and say anything to them?
No. I mean, I thought about it. Because they were just so inspiring. I wanted to say, you all are doing it.
Are you sure because you were in your aviator?
I couldn't catch them. They were. I was.
You're a quirky woman. There's a lot of things I don't understand about you.
I can't hear you. You're not.
There's a lot of things I don't understand about you. You're a very unique and eccentric person, but for somebody that's the queen of all media, why do you drive an aviator? I mean, you are the queen. I don't understand that. I mean, when I first met you in Philly, when I was driving my pink Hyundai, you had an LX 470. Then you went to a freaking 500 SL. Yeah. Then you went to you had the Kanye Porsche truck. Then you had a Range Rover. And now you're with the aviator.
I like it. I like it. I'm thinking of maybe making a move. I don't know.
I mean, that's humble like a mother.
You know what? You want to know why I drive it? Because it's economical. because I'm not defined by the car that I drive.
Okay.
I'm over that.
Okay.
You know, when you met me, and I still have a lot more to accomplish in my career and in my life, but I will say this. At the time that you met me, I think I was, we met like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I was still posing.
Okay.
And now I feel authentic in so many ways, partially career-wise, partially, okay, monetarily.
Right.
Mostly, I don't know, with the birth of our son and, you know, just a whole lot of like spiritual things, which had nothing to do with going to church. But, you know what I'm saying? You get older and you just realize it. And I feel authentic. I feel authentic now. So I feel like I don't have to be defined by the car that I drive. And I understand what you're saying.
You act like you could take it with you when you leave here. I mean, all this, you don't do nothing with it.
No. You know I do stuff. But I just don't feel like I have to drive like that. But I am feeling a little bit of, my album comes out on June 28th, and I know Funk Flex's car show is the 26th in Atlantic City. And
You're going?
I got an album to promote. I mean, I need to be every place. So
what do you do? Put rims on your Aviator?
I'm thinking of maybe getting a car wash.
Oh my God.
It's red. It's flashy.
You can put some screens in the headrest of your Aviator?
Well, I have to tell you something. You know, my husband laughed. Gosh, I get so nervous having this conversation. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess because you're really cornering me. I know.
You're the queen. Act like one.
No, because between the Virgin shrink wrap vehicles and my WBLS Hummer, I have plenty of transportation to get to Flex's car show and my vehicles.
And see what's going on, right?
Yeah, to see what's going on. I'm thinking about, like parking lot pimping.
Oh my gosh.
But not my Aviator, but maybe.
Okay, you want to enter it?
My Aviator?
Yes. Like write your autograph on the door or something and just enter it or something. If you get some,
Gosh, all the moisture is dried up in my mouth right now. My palms are sweating. No, not like that.
I'm sorry.
Not like that. I don't know. Oh my gosh, why do I handshake when you corner me about stuff like this? But I know what you're saying, but I just...
You should go to the car show and pick yourself up a little something. You deserve it.
The funny thing is that, like, when I met my husband over a decade ago now, and I had a Pathfinder, and I could have, done a little something at that point, and he, when he became more than just like a jump off, but, we started to fall, he had this conversation with me, and I said, well, I don't, and he said, well, let's go look, and that's when I got... my first, I got a Benz.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
And I remember being so frightened that, oh my gosh, what have I just done? You understand?
Right.
But then I got used to that, and then I felt very comfortable, and I spent so many years, every 3 months I would, flip and do. But I had, and I loved it.
You did it well.
But back then, right?
You did it well back then, but somewhere along the line you kind of fell off. And you didn't have an empire like you have right now. You're on top right now.
All the moisture gets sucked out of my mouth when I think in terms of, I don't know, car is such a stupid thing to me.
No.
But you know what? I have to tell you something. I'll be honest with you. If I was driving the CL65 that I don't drive.
Oh, shucks.
I would have pulled up next to those girls, and I would have caught them because I would have had the power, behind and I would have told them, you know what, do it.
Yes.
Do it to death because they look so hot. But I had no power, and I was feeling a little.
That was your wake-up call.
No, no, because then I went on about the rest of my day, and I just hitting potholes and. You know what I'm saying? A little ding here when I get out of the car, and and I'm not concerned.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. That car show is gonna be sick, and I think you should go there and look at some things really seriously. You know.
No, you don't go and look. You go and you show your pimped out ride. That's what you're supposed to do.
No, don't go there if you're gonna go for that reason. Not at this point. Just step it up first and then go show off your game.
I have watched Exhibit's show, Pimp My Ride, though, and I know that that you can pimp out like an aviator or something like that. I don't know. Just shut up. Okay. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you.
You know what I mean? And that's all a part of it. You can't judge people by the car that they drive, because you know how many people are out here flossing with the big boy toys. They park that in front of a dump, the projects, a dump, a broke down, their mama's house, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge people. And perhaps while I was a poser, I was a part of the judging people by the car that they drive type thing. And I felt like, let me get and do, because I'm trying to be.
Right.
And I know you have to live it, or you have to pose it before you actually become authentic, or whatever they call that, live it before you be it, or whatever the hell they call it.
Fake it before you make it.
Yeah. So now I'm...
At this point, you're not faking nothing though, Wendy.
Exactly. And now that I've made... I still have a lot to go. But now that I've made, I feel like, you know what? All that I was doing back then, I laugh at myself.
Yeah.
I could pull up to the Bed Bath & Beyond, get out, my door dings your door, I ain't thinking nothing. Ding. You know what I'm saying? Right. Look at Wendy and her aviator.
Well, you before your time back then, but now it's justified.
Well, you know what? Shout out to Federico Lincoln Mercury in the Bronx. You hear him dissing my aviator? Reliable, dependable, fuel efficient. Why? I need water. I need oxygen.
You need a hot new car.
Damn you.
Wendy, man.
I met up with this guy. We were together. We were at his house, and why do you think his thing wouldn't work? Do you think maybe he's...
How you doing?
The Wendy Williams Experience.
It's 107.5 WBLS. Today's R&B, classic soul, and of course the Wendy Williams Experience. Shout out to Kim. Kim, I have not checked out. They sent me an advance copy of the new edition Behind the Music, but it comes on tonight at 10 o'clock, and we have to talk about this actually a little bit more on the show. But Nicole, who books the talent here on the show, and Kim from the fax machine, both agree. Bobby Brown looked as high as a kite. A mess. Oh, Art, you saw it too?
I saw your copy.
Where is my copy?
At home.
That's why it's not in the office, you bastard.
I love New Edition. I'm sorry. I'll bring it in tomorrow. But it was great. It was a great interview. Because you left it there a couple days,
I watch at my convenience. You bring that right back here.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Yeah, I got to see that. Oh, Bobby, we're going to get you. We're going to get you. You're high behind. How are you going to go on TV like that? Look, Nicole said that he was camel winding and everything.
Yeah, and the bottom lip.
Yeah, bottom lip out and camel wind. Offenders. Damn. Wow. Okay, let me do an LA weight loss. Thank you. All right, hi everybody. It's me, Wendy Williams, and I'm here to speak with you about LA weight loss at 1-800-448-TRIM. 1-800-448-TRIM. Now, where is the rest of my LA weight loss? Sometimes I just like to have a little guide to go by when I do these commercials. I was on the weight loss program, so I knew what to say, but if I just had that's what I need somebody. Okay, never mind. Anyway, look. The best I can tell you is that millions of people have already lost millions of pounds on LA weight loss. And, like I always tell you, they've been around since 1989. These people know what they're doing. And probably two of the best things about this LA weight loss program, the reason that I was able to finally be successful long term on a weight loss program, because it's been a year since my 15 plus pounds has been off, and I have managed to maintain it, and it's become a part of my lifestyle. And two of the main reasons that it worked is because I had a one-on-one weight loss counselor. You'll have one too. This is somebody that you go to. You know what an issue food has been all of our lives, and I'm talking to the people who have weight issues, who need to either lose weight or you've lost weight, but it's still an issue. It doesn't go away. If food has been an issue all of your life, to talk to somebody, to have like a psychologist just to deal with your weight is a beautiful thing. You get one, your very own one with LA Weight Loss. That's number one. That's why it's great. Number two, it's real food for real people. So when I shop at the Food Town for my family, I'm shopping for myself too. Nothing is prepackaged. I don't need to measure. I don't need that little weight scale for my piece of meat. I don't need, but you do need your palm, because you shouldn't eat a piece of meat larger than your palm, but everybody has one. So LA Weight Loss. It's 1-800-448-TRIM. And, let them help you out. The weather is warm. And there's nothing like that confidence of dropping a few pounds if you need to lose some weight, and let these people help you. They're affordable also. Did I tell you that? It's affordable, maintainable, doable for you. LA Weight Loss, 1-800-448-TRIM. That's 1-800-448-TRIM. It's LA Weight Loss. I love them. And, wait, there's some other things that guess what? I'm going to be in Mount Vernon on Saturday night. I love going there now. It feels like Cheers kind of to me, in terms of, being comfortable there. You know how everybody's comfortable at the bar Cheers? I feel like that's WBLS's house every Friday night. I've been hosting every Friday night that the party's been going on. I feel like, and it's a comfortable environment. It's a grown and sexy party at this place called Lounge 42. Lounge 42 is located at 42 West Broad Street in the Fleetwood section of Mount Vernon. And it's 23 and older to get in for the ladies, 25 and older for the gentlemen. Chuck Chillout is going to be doing the music again this Friday. The doors open up at 11 o'clock at Lounge 42, and the party goes until 4 in the morning. The broadcast is from 1 to 2, so I get there probably somewhere around 12:45, and I drink, shout out, listen to the music, dance. No, not me. You dance, and just have fun. So it's Lounge 42, this and every Friday night, the WBLS live broadcast, a whole lot of fun. I want to shout out to everybody who came to the Laugh Factory last night. It was packed. Shaylin, you were there?
Yeah, I was there.
That's right, you were there.
Yeah, I was all in the back.
Yeah, I didn't see you, but somebody told me that, one of the interns was there. You had fun?
Yeah, we had such a good time. Capone was so...
Isn't he funny? He's killer. Well, that's how it is every Wednesday night. Can you believe that? Isn't that a great crowd? A little bit of everybody, a little black, a little white, Asian, Puerto Rican, a little young, a little old, and everybody just comes. We all have one thing in common, and that is we laugh. And most of us have another thing in common, and that is that you listen to this show in some way, shape, or form. Although they're in Times Square, you get a lot of people just passing by who want to come in anyway. They don't know Wendy Williams from nothing, but, anyway, we have fun. So it went on last night, and it's going to go on again on next Wednesday and every Wednesday. It's the Wendy Williams Comedy Experience at the Laugh Factory, and I just love that. Art, you haven't been around in a while, and nobody's missing you. So I'm not going to ask you when's the next time you're going to be there. But it would be nice, I'm not going to even bring you on stage. We've got a cadence working. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to look at you greasy, nothing crazy. Are you bowling tonight, by the way?
I'm bowling tonight.
All right. Are you helping work on the website so on Monday we can unveil it?
The website's going to be crazy.
All right.
And we spelled Faith Hill's name the right way.
It's not Faith Hill.
No, exactly. It's Faith Evans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you scream at the white man who's the webmaster?
I got very greasy with him.
Downright Negroidian. You have to let him know he's in the hood now.
Yes.
And he's got to get the names right.
Disrespected the queen of R&B.
Well, sometimes there's hip-hop on there, too.
Hip-hop. No, that's Mary J.
Well, why are you calling me the queen of R&B?
No, I said they can't be disrespecting, talking about Faith
Oh,
Evans.
Faith, that's right. Yeah. Well, the queen is something. I thought he was talking about me. See, I'm thinking about my... No, I know. Wait, stop. Let me just stop. I was thinking about my CD. I thought,
you're the queen of everything.
You're a grown-ass man, dog. You can't even stand on your own 2 feet. Woo! Shout out to A. Marie and Nas. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, look, let's continue on. I got so much going on. This estate trial with Lamont Bentley is crazy. I got to take the whole next break to just start talking about that before Advice Hour kicks in. All right, so keep it here. We're doing it. Thanks. It's 107.5 BLS.
Yo, did you catch this flashback?
Did you guys see this in real life last night? Yeah, my son has that Flavor Flav clock, the one that he wears around his neck, the one of Flav holding a clock. He has that in his bathroom. Every time I see he and Bridget kiss or do something, I always wonder what his breath smells like.
Got him. This it right here. Miss a day, miss a whole lot. Coming through your speakers, boy. It's Wendy, man.
This is fire! Exclusively on Wendy Radio.
Wendy's got the heat.
Peace like that. Peace like that. Peace like that.
Oh, it's the Wendy Williams experience. Oh, desk is a mess. Desk is a mess. Here, take this. Thanks. All right, where's my Lamont Bentley situation? This trial is proving to be quite incredible. Okay, so first of all, today is Thursday. And today, both parties will present their closing arguments. I'm so glad that this case is just 1 week. Then the jury deliberation will begin. The jury is made up of 3 African-American women, an African-American male, a white female, Hispanic male, and they will render their verdict tomorrow on Friday. Now, to catch you up to speed, you know Lamont Bentley played Hakeem on the sitcom Moesha with Brandy. He wasn't the star, but he certainly did know how to save a grip. His estate is worth $21.6 million. And here's what happened yesterday so far. Jeez Louise, what am I doing? Okay, here we are. Turn this out. Tupac's California Love would have been the perfect soundtrack for day 3, which was yesterday. I'm reporting what happened yesterday, of Lamont Bentley estate trial resolution. LaDonna Fredericks, that's the baby's mother, 2 daughters, the mother of Lamont's daughters, and her attorney clung on to the South Carolina litigation known as common law marriage, while his mother, LaJoyce Underwood's lawyer, reminded the court that on more than one occasion, that Lamont's estate was bound by the California laws, and he died there as well. So therefore, they're saying that all this should be based on California law. LaDonna, the baby's mother, who is tall, gangly, buck-toothed, and resembles... Damn, you know what? I am reading... well, this is not my account. I don't know what the woman looks like, but I am loving the description just because it's so descriptive. And resembles Olympian Jackie Joyner Kersey. He got her before he was famous, though. Wore all white and carried a Louis Vuitton canvas monogrammed bag as she took the stand. She came across as a meek woman. She subconsciously played with her shoulder-length hair, reddish color, brown micro braids. Okay, She went on to establish that she lived with Lamont and their 2 daughters before breaking up in 1998. Now, her lawyer's name is David Feinberg, and he said, in 15 states, including South Carolina, California marriage is common law marriage is recognized if a man and a woman live together and act like married people and do married people things. So, hold on, let me drink water. Turn off all the mics. I like the musical interlude. Thank you, Arthur. Arthur J. Evans. I shouted out to you on the album, though, but I put Artie Life for the Party.
That's cool.
Okay. I just wanted to keep it regular.
That's all. That's good.
I called Taryn Queen of all interns.
There you go. Did you put Taryn on there, though?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I mean, I was thinking about getting formal, But then I said...
They don't know us as the foremost.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
15 states, including South Carolina, recognize common law marriage. If a man and a woman live together, acting like married people, doing what married people do, using the word husband and wife towards each other, having children, filing joint tax return, then they become common law spouses, is what her attorney was trying to establish. This gives them the right to, and the responsibilities as people who are married the old-fashioned way, yada, 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 so on and so forth. LaDonna Fredericks and Lamont Bentley had a common law marriage. That's what her attorney is trying to establish. Her attorney also goes on to say, Miss Underwood, oh, hold on. You know what? Let me just get back to this. I'm sorry. I'm so thoroughly distracted right now. I'm gonna have to do this during the hour of truth. Because this really does require 2 breaks. But I know that Don King is coming in, so I really have to organize this that I didn't get a chance to do earlier in this morning, and I apologize. So we can judge over other stories, okay? I'd rather judge over. This is a full-blown report that you have to file about Lamont Bentley, and I'm not in report mode. I just, want to have simple conversation. So let's talk about other things. Let's talk about tonight's VH1 Behind the Music. Let's talk about how high, how totally out of his mind, how crazy Bobby Brown looks. I've only seen the commercials for it. Art took my copy of the tape home, so I haven't seen it, but Art watched it, and Art co-signs. Bobby looks very camelish in the mouth, and Nicole Spence, who books the show, said the same thing. I saw the commercials for it. I'm like, damn, Bobby looks homeless. Well, this is today. Today is April 28th, right?
Yes.
All right. Dateline Atlanta, Georgia, April 28th. Even when Bobby Brown was in New Edition, the rest of the guys knew he had troubles with substance abuse. Ronnie DeVoe says it wasn't anything Brown was trying to hide, and there was no sneaking around. DeVoe says they'd see mood swings and changes in attitude. Ricky Bell says when Brown didn't have a bunch of liquor in him, he was a good guy, a family man, and a loving individual. Even though Brown has had problems, Bell and DeVoe have never held it against him. If it ever came down to it, they'd welcome Brown back into the New Edition. Bell says, we love that brother. And he says that's not the politically correct answer either. Well, the Behind the Scenes airs tonight at 10 o'clock. Must-see TV for the entire experience, as I'm sure we will be waxing poetic about it in and out for the whole 4 hours tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime, Oprah and Dr. Phil are at war, so to speak. Dr. Phil wants to break free from Oprah, and it's becoming a bitter clash. Apparently, Dr. Phil wants to branch out on his own. Phil is 54, Oprah's 51. You know he got his big break with Oprah. Well, at first, the friendship got sparked because she was on trial for the Texas Rancher beef incident, and he was her strategist for that. Then he became a regular on her show. Damn, there is not enough time in the day. I got to go into a break. I'm going to finish this during Advice Hour, and we're going to do advice. It's all coming up next hour. Thank you.
Wendy, man.
I got slayed so well. Made me do things I don't even do to my husband.
Oh my God! The Wendy Williams Experience.
All right, everybody, it's the Wendy Williams Experience. So glad to be here. A special shout out to Rayon Richards Photography. Hi, Rayon. How are you today? Shout out to Travis Best, who plays for the Nets. He's having a party tonight. Travis, you might see me up in that piece, depending on if you guys win. Nets are playing tonight against, who are they playing? Houston, I think.
Yeah.
No, you don't know either. Hollywood is standing there reading a report.
He don't
Nobody follows sports like that on this show.
I don't follow the Nets.
A bunch of gay blades.
No, I follow sports.
I'm only playing.
I follow sports.
Just calm down.
I follow sports.
I really only said gay blades to get Trevor all feisty. You know,
I wasn't mad at the gay blades.
He gets feisty when you say anything pink
I wasn't
remotely.
Mad at that. I was mad at the sports. I love sports.
All right, just calm down.
I love men in shorts.
I know you do, honey. Anyway, back to Oprah and Dr. Phil. Okay, so he wants to. You got to figure their relationship has been going on for a while. Oprah is said to becoming increasingly annoyed at Dr. Phil's attitude and his attempts to bring his wife and his son into the act by using them to counsel guests. Oprah even criticized his decision to endorse the line of nutritional products that he did. Their private fights apparently have burst into like flames because, Dr. Phil at one point had Omarosa on his show, and Oprah was absolutely livid about that. So in an exclusive interview with the National Enquirer, Omarosa told how Dr. Phil erupted in anger while she was filming in an appearance that is supposed to be shown on May 2nd during Sweeps Week. And she goes on to say, during a break, Dr. Phil asked me about any upcoming projects, and I have a pending, and I mentioned how much control everyone wants to have over you. And Dr. Phil immediately said, I sure do understand control. And Omarosa says, I was surprised by his attitude, but you have the best situation, she goes on to tell him. She says, working for Oprah. And Dr. Phil says to Omarosa, not for long. After we're finished with this season, I'm going to buy back my show from Oprah, and I want control over my own show to do my own thing. Well, you know what?
I'm grateful.
No, we talked about this yesterday, and I totally love that Oprah saw the ability to do it for him and not for Ayan Van Zant. Maybe that was too close to home, but I'm not saying, because I haven't forgotten. Shailene, remember when Oprah had Ayan Van Zant and took her under the wing and then kind of... but whatever. Okay, so Oprah did it for Dr. Phil. I just feel as though at some point the protege is supposed to be able to fly the coop kind of like a child. You know what I mean? You fly the coop, except not like a child, because you're not tethered back to mother. Dr. Phil has amassed enough money. Sure, let him buy his own show. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let him go off about his business. Oprah, you lost your weight. You don't need that anyway. And you're off on other things. You know what? And that's what happens, though, when you train people. It's, oh, hell. I mean, what do you guys feel about that? I see nothing wrong with...
So you think she should get a piece of the show, though? Or some kind of credit?
No, what I think that she should do is I think she should get enough money in the buyout that it's just over. Like, all business is over. Should she get a piece?
She started it.
I know she started it. You know what? And perhaps, yeah, there should be something in there where she gets a piece but has no bossness over it. She doesn't have to be consulted about anything more on the show. You know, forever and a day, Oprah will have, you know, X amount of or X percentage off the Dr. Phil show. Yeah. Not the Dr. Phil empire. Not if he starts a line of shoes or something like that, or, you know, whatever he wants to do. Nor does she need her name in the credits. Why fight over such pettiness? You know, just, you know, put it down a certain percentage of the show and let him go on. I don't know. It's just the way I feel. It's like me latching on to Taryn, queen of all interns. What if, do you know, Taryn goes on to do something great? What do you mean? I'm going to, you know, treat her like an intern all of her life, even when she comes back and she's amassed millions of dollars? What am I going to do? Ask for a percentage of her show?
If it's in radio. Now, if she do something outside of radio, it's different.
You're catty.
That's respect. That's respect, man. That's respect.
I understand the respect, but you know what? If Taryn doesn't see fit to show the respect, then I'll grab some. But I'm not going to go on and on about it. I mean, I got my own little empire over here.
That's like saying Chuck Chillout deserves a piece of everything Flex does.
That's what I'm saying, exactly. Chuck Chillout, who works here at our flagship station, WBLS, does he deserve everything that Flex does? Chuck used to carry Flex's crates.
No, absolutely not.
Exactly.
It's respect.
Respect. That's about it. I'll be honest with you. That's about it. I would love to kick the white man and hoist the black woman even higher, but I can't. I can't co-sign with you know, buy out the show, Phil. Part your separate ways. You bow down to that woman every time you see her in public. That's it. If she wants a little piece of the show, fine, give it to her. If not, give it to her in the upfront, in the buyout. You know what I'm saying?
This one talking about the buyout.
Yeah, yes. Acknowledge her in the buyout. A little buyout on top of the buyout money, and part your separate ways. Then you can put your wife on there. You can put your son on. You can sell whatever the hell you want. It has nothing. Oh, come on, let's move on, please. By the way, who's got a cute kid who wants to try out for the Lion King? All right. Well, all I'm saying is that I got audition information, but I'll give that to you in the next break. This is even worth it if you're listening in L.A. Maybe you want to fly into New York. If you're listening down south, maybe you want to fly into New York. I'll give that to you the next break. All right. Dear Wendy, it's been a while since I've been listening to the program, and now I need your insight. Whatever happened to the advice music?
I'm getting it right now.
I mean, I still like that. I don't want to get rid of that. Okay. I need to know what my gut is telling me, but I think I need to hear it out loud. I met this young lady at a sports bar here in the Washington, D.C. metro area. I'd been noticing her and saw she was drinking Heineken. I bought her one and had it sent over to her table, and she looked over and gave me a thank you. I had a few beers, so my confidence level was pretty high, and I walked over to her table. I whispered to her how I was compelled to buy her the beer since she was so sexy and sensual looking. She thanked me again, and I went back to my table. She called me back over again and gave me her email address. I was like, well, this could be legit since I didn't ask for it. Well, I emailed her, and then we were chatting online. During our online conversation, she told me that she was a lesbian. I was like, WTF? You know, what the F? You know, WTF to myself. I was like, why did you give me your contact information? And she said she liked my vibe and she thought I was a pretty cool person. So I went with that. I was thinking, if anything, we could be cool friends. We do share a lot of the same likes and dislikes. And I think she was a cool person too. Well, to make a long story short, Wendy, last weekend we slept together. Hey! This is from a guy named Charles. Wendy, I must admit, it was good. He puts a capital GOOD and a bunch of exclamation points. I've been in a 3-year dry spell, Wendy. Damn, Charles.
That was good.
Exactly. Well, she is just as sensual in bed as I thought she would be. Well, she told me that she couldn't explain what happened, but she asked me to look at it as me being the exception to the rule. So it has been established that we're friends with benefits, Wendy. But I'm thinking, is she sexually confused? Is she really bisexual as opposed to being a lesbian? I'm going to go with it for now. We talked about what happened and made a pact that if the feelings started to surface, meaning if we started to fall in love with each other, that we would address it, not keep them hidden. Because sex can change a relationship and you know what will happen. Someone will start feeling used and taken for granted and so on and so forth. Wendy, what's your take on this situation? My take is that you all are treading in dangerous territory. This is the only reason that I say this, is because she's a lesbian and you were the exception to the rule. That's like when okay, just say feelings surface. You guys start to fall in love. And then you guys get married. Knowing full well that you met this woman and she was sure enough about herself to say she was a lesbian. How do you know? I mean, it's bad enough you have to wonder about cheating, but all this crossing cheat lines, you know, with sexuality and stuff like this. Charles, you are a certain type of man. Being that you've had a dry spell for 3 years, you're not... You're like a sexual softie, kind of, sort of. Like, you won't just grab a woman by the hair and slay her just because you need the action or whatever. A sexual softie, you are way out of your league with this woman. Now, I'm not talking about to be her friend with benefits, but I'm talking about in case you start to fall in love. And my guess, Charles, is that you'll probably start falling before she will. I think that you're in over your head. I think you could probably chalk this up to, finally releasing your dry spell. But you don't have the ability to stay hard and black about this for too long. And who knows whether she does either. I think that you should just remain friends with her, but stop the sex. What do you say, Art?
I don't know. He said it was real good, though.
Yeah, but you think about it, a 3-year dry spell.
It's true.
Do you understand how good anything is good? A hard gust of wind is good to a person on a 3-year dry damn spell.
Right.
Oh, by the way, wrong button number 1. I heard it. I'm trying to let it go. I don't know. I mean, or you can ride it out. But just don't start catching any feelings. Because there's nothing to talk about at that point. You know what I'm saying? She is a lesbian. You are the exception to the rule. She's not willing to come out of the closet as being metrosexual. She enjoys women more than men. Is it possible for you to change her back into a heterosexual, Anne Heche style? No. Her feelings for women will surface again.
Had to be something about him for her to change in the first place.
Yeah, probably his soft pinkness.
Oh.
I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's not just your average man. Here's a man with a 3-year dry spell. Presumably he's like clean and, easily impressed by whatever. Your nice ways, your meek manner.
He probably had an orgasm real fast.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is that this doesn't sound like a good idea, man. It just doesn't sound like a good idea. That's my take on it. You sound out of your league. You follow what I'm saying? I'm weighing heavily with that 3-year dry spell, that's all. And I'm weighing heavily with it took him the liquor. He called it courage. He had to, after a few drinks, I had the courage to go over, I just say it's not you, man. All right, I got a whole bunch of stuff to pass on to you guys in the next break. I hope you'll bear with me. First of all, I've got information on starting your own fashion company. There's many of you I know who make clothes, like the girl yesterday, and want to know how to get it out there. I've been contacted by Michelle and Lala, so I'm going to pass this on to you. Also, 5 things that you can do to get over your man, and that's coming straight from Helen Gurley Brown. I liked it. Also, an open casting call for your child for The Lion King. So I need you guys to be here. And then I was looking on Oprah's website, and I see how to protect your child. I'll go over these too. So keep it here, everybody. Advice Hour continues next. Thanks.
Wendy, man.
Now, my question is about the Kegel. Why is it every time I try to do them, I have an orgasm? Is that normal?
I don't know, but it must be pleasurable.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Hey, everybody. Shout out to Angie in California. What's up, Ange? Angie says, Wendy, as one mother to another, I must tell you that I agree with your view of the Lincoln Aviator. My husband and I could financially afford Jags and Benzes and then some in our driveway. But I choose to drive something more practical, a Navigator. Sidebar, Ange, I traded in my Navigator and then ended up getting an Aviator. I had a Navigator also, Ange. And she says it's practical and it makes sense. I have had the cars, and since having my son and being age appropriate, I don't see the need to floss. Motherhood really made me see what is important, and I now know the car that I drive doesn't define me as it shouldn't define you. Big ups to you for keeping it real and being truthful with yourself, and you tell Art to stop pressuring you. And if he cares so much, then tell him to buy you the car that he thinks that you should be driving.
She ain't the queen of everything either. I mean, she's a mother, but she not you. Can't compare you to the average woman.
But I drive the average woman's car. So what does that mean? At the end of the day, I take off my panties the same way and unhook my bra the same way the next woman does.
Oh, you do?
Well, sometimes. Sometimes I don't need to wear one. The boobs, they still have defy gravity. But thank you, Angie. Shout out to my Aviator. over there.
Aviator crew.
Oh, and shout out to the whole Aviator crew. Honk, honk twice up in the traffic. And get out of our way, because we will hit you. There is no shame in our game. The little ding mark doesn't hurt us. We just keep it there and go on. We don't even remove the ding. Anyway, who wants their kid to be one of the kids in The Lion King? Well, Broadway's award-winning The Lion King, the musical, is looking for replacements for the Broadway and national touring companies. They're looking for children between 9 and 12. The maximum height of these children should be 58 inches. Your child must be able to sing, dance, and act to play the lion cubs, Simba and Nala. Oh, wow. These are names that I know in my house. These are starring parts. Sing, dance, and act. Your kid could possibly be Simba and Nala. They encourage the children, they encourage children of all backgrounds to attend the tryout. Are you ready? Are you ready? Saturday, May 14th. Sign up begins at 9:30 a.m. I'm about to give you the address. Hold on. The auditions begin at 10 a.m. and the signing in stops at 11:30 a.m. Be prepared to wait, they say. Be prepared to be taught the last verse of Just Can't Wait to Be King. That's the name of a song. So apparently if your child knows it already, then they don't have to be taught. You need to buy that CD now. Just Can't Wait to Be King, the last verse. All children must be accompanied by a parent or guardian. Parents or guardians must remain in the audition at all times. If you are unable to attend this audition but would still like to try out, send a headshot and a resume ASAP. So I'm going to give you the address now if you're going to actually be there physically in person. And then I'm going to give you the information for if you just want to send your kid's headshot. This is where you need to be on Saturday, May 14th. National Black Theater. Located at 2031-33. 5th Avenue. At 125th Street. That's the cross street. That's in Harlem, New York, USA. And in case you're wondering, the zip code is 135. That is where you go on Saturday, May 14th. And don't forget, sign up begins at 9:30 a.m. Now, if you're unable to attend that audition, but you want to send a headshot and resume of your kid, send it to the Binder Agency, BINDER, Binder Casting Agency. Attention, the Lion King kids. And that address is 321 West 44th Street, Suite 606, New York, New York, 10036. And I wish all the kids good luck. If there's any part of this that you missed, I repeated it tomorrow during Advice Hour. I really, we must move on. So Helen Gurley Brown is actually issuing her advice. You know, Helen Gurley Brown, the founder of Cosmopolitan Magazine. She's as old as dirt now, but you want to know what? The woman is a wealth of wisdom. So she has 5 things that Jennifer Aniston can do to get over Brad Pitt. But in my opinion, this is 5 things that a woman can do to try to get over a man. Number 1, live another day. This condition isn't going to be with you for the rest of your life, this heartache. So give yourself a chance to get beyond it. Number 2, keep yourself occupied. Go out with your girlfriends. That's all she says, but I add to it, get a new position at work. Go for that raise. Do extra work. Get a second job. You know, whatever. Number 3, she says, double up on your exercise. I love that. If you're not exercising at all, start exercising. Go to the gym. Number 4, stay away from old photographs or letters. Don't sit around and mope and pine and reminisce. Dog on you. And number 5, don't be masochistic. Don't beat yourself up because your relationship is over. That's pretty good. All right, now, for you people who are interested in fashion, here's some more. There's a woman who, during Advice Hour yesterday, told me that she's making clothes. She doesn't know how to get them out there. And I said, I don't know either, you know. Well, Michelle and Lala have a company, and their company is called M like Mary Shop, New York. And apparently, this says, Wendy, we were listening to your show, and the next time someone asks you anything about fashion or how to start a fashion company, or start a fashion line, give them our information. We know our stuff, and we love your show. So I'm going to ask you guys, and look, they do stuff down at the bottom of the card. It says New York City, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Chicago, Miami, San Francisco, and D.C. Start your own fashion company. Do your own PR, publicity, and marketing. Here you go. Get with Michelle and Lala. Go to their website. I'm going to give you their website, Upstart Fashion People. It's www.M like Mary, S like Sally, M Shop NYC. M like Mary Shop NYC, and there's no capitals in there, so I wish you well with that. M Shop NYC. Damn, the hour of truth is coming up. The show is going so fast. My stomach. Oh, jeez.
Wendy, man.
So, Whitney, is there drug use at this present time?
Who are you talking to?
To you, Whitney. You.
No, you're not talking to me. I'm a mother. Only my mother has privy to that information. You talk to your child about that. Don't ask me no questions like I'm a child. Don't ask me like I'm a child, because I'm not a child, Wendy.
The Wendy Williams Experience.